Welcome into our virtual Dunkin Music Lounge. With me right now, I have got the one and only Shaggy. What's up, brother?
Ah, can't complain, man. I got they say every day above ground is a good day.
That's it, man. That's it. That's all you got to do now. You look like you're in a hotel room right now. Am I right about that?
I am. I'm actually enjoying a day off. We're in the middle of the Hot Summer Night tour with myself, TLC, Sean Kingston, and En Vogue. And we played St. Augustine yesterday, which was just off the chain. And this is a day off. We're in Raleigh, North Carolina right now. We play that tomorrow night. So I'm just enjoying the day for a bit.
For sure. Tell me a little bit about the tour. I mean, that really is an unreal lineup between you and obviously TLC, En Vogue, Sean Kingston, bringing the energy all the time. You're going to be here in Hartford in a couple weeks. Tell me a little bit about what people can expect when they come.
Yeah, man. You know what it is? I had an opportunity to really sit out in the crowd and kind of watched it. And I was blown away. I forgot how many hits that En Vogue had. And they just start hitting me one after the other. I mean, of course, everybody know what I'm at, but it just kept going. I was like, wow. Sean Kingston, everybody knows Beautiful. Then you sit with TLC and you got Scrubs, you got Waterfall, you got Unpretty. I mean? You got all of these records that are just lined up, you know what I mean? You got Creep, oh my God. And then you got my joints, with It Wasn't Me, Angel, Love Me with Janet Jackson, I Need Your Love, Mr. Boombastic, you know what I mean? That girl, Maxi Pre, it's just, you sit there and you just, songs after songs, hits after hits. I don't know who wouldn't want to see this lineup. It's just great. It's very, very entertaining show. And these guys all brought their A game.
Absolutely. So, you know what? It's actually funny. I looked up something about It Wasn't Me where you were saying it's actually an anti cheating song. Now, bro, I've been listening to that song since I was like 11. You got to explain it to me because I never heard that as an anti cheating song.
Well, it's a conversation between two people. And one guy is saying, hey, how could you let yourself get caught? All you got to do is lie. And the other guy is saying, no, you're an idiot. I'm going to apologize. But nobody ever listens to the song down to the end where it says, I'm going to tell her that I'm sorry for the things that I've done. You might think that you're a player, but you're completely lost. Those are the lines, you know what I mean? Down at the end of the record. So it is not a record where, on cheating. It's a record that says, yo, you shouldn't cheat because you're an idiot. What I mean? That's not going to get me back in her good books. But for years, I was the guy that made a cheating song. So, hey, I guess that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. It wasn't me.
I love that. 2023, we're out here clarifying the record on that. I love that. Speaking of that, Boombastic came out in 1995. So you obviously, have been in the game for a while. Tell me a little bit about how everything from, the music industry standpoint and even touring, like the tour that you're on right now, is different than it was back then.
There's a lot of things have changed. I mean, I look at myself as very fortunate, lucky in many ways, because my genre is not a major genre. I'm dancehall. Dancehall and reggae is less than 5% of the global market share. So you're thinking about how did a guy that does dancehall out of Kingston or out of Brooklyn end up getting on radio in those days, and really boiled down. I learned early on that I had to do everything 10 times harder. I had to work 10 times harder. I got to get 10 times less sleep, make songs 10 times better, and do it with 10 times less budget because, it wasn't a level playing field. I didn't have the same privileges of other genre. So a lot has changed in the sense that now social media puts the power back into the artist's hand. And if you know how to utilize that well, you can really set yourself up to where, you have a fan force behind you that makes everybody have to stop and take notice. And I think that is a brilliant thing. The thing is that a lot of people they don't know how to use that much. I mean, when it comes to social media, there's a level of narcissism that goes with it.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Absolutely.
And if you're not that type of person, you're going to have if you're a private person, you're going to have a really, really hard time opening up like that. And that I think is anybody you see that do well on social media, they really enjoy that kind of attention.
Absolutely. And you look at so many people getting broken now from TikTok, you know, that wasn't something that you had back in the day, kind of like what you're talking about
Right.
having to work harder and go the extra mile for people. I mean, you've been here in our real Dunkin Music Lounge here in Hartford before. You know, you've obviously, you know, done all the different shows and everything.
Yeah.
You know, what really hasn't changed, you know, like from the enthusiasm of the fans maybe or something like that over time?
Well, the fan appreciation, I don't think that's something that has changed. I think, you know, people are gonna like what they like. And you just gotta make I still think mastering your craft will get you places. You know, I might be old fashioned in that way, but I've always been saved by a song. You know, I'm never the guy that the record company put $5 million behind a rollout. You know what I mean? I'm dancehall. You know, record companies are not going to sit down there on a Monday morning or Tuesday morning and says, well, you know, let's put the budget together and we're going to throw $10 million behind a reggae guy. That's not going to happen. But I always end up selling these numbers. You know, I've sold, you know, over 40 million records based on me making a song that is a infectious, great song. And it takes off, and the record company says, "Oh my God, the banana boat guy selling that? Oh, yes, you know the guy he's selling gold a week. Oh, gold a week. Oh my God, let me go. We got to throw money behind it." And at that point, they ended up chasing. And I've just always viewed myself as the underdog, so I write music as an underdog. I look at the business as an underdog, and I go for it. And for some reason, a song always stays. So I think that for me is something that has not changed for me. I don't know for other people it might, because you know some people might get by with social media now based on they might put records that are not, you know, as up to standard, but because they have great social media following or great marketing behind them or great machine behind them, you know, they could get away with it. But I was never that privileged.
For sure. So, you know what? Like you said, you've sold 40 million records. You know, you've been in the game for a long time. What do you want to accomplish, you know, in the next like 5 or 10 years? Is there something in particular you want to accomplish again, or just go out there on the road and have fun?
I'm in pursuit of happiness. You know, I look at this touring thing as, you know, if anybody asks me why I'm doing it still, it's, you know, it when you're in front of an audience and you see the joy that you bring to these people, you know, I see it every night. You know, it reciprocates back to me. It's the joy it brings me to bring joy to people. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy, what am I going to stay home and plant flowers? I mean, this is doing gardening. You know what I mean? This is what I do. And then, you know, I particularly I have 21 people on tour beat. That's 21 paychecks and school fees and mortgages. And, you know what I mean? We have, you know, uh, tons of people from riggers to on this tour, you know, lighting riggers, stage hands, you know, merch people. These are all paychecks that we're providing by doing what we do out here. Um, and I'm happy to know that I have a catalog of song that I can sing, that people still want to hear to this day, and they'll pay. You know, they'll pay hard ticket. They'll spend buy hard tickets coming out here and doing it. So I love that.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Shaggy, we look forward to it, man. TLC, En Vogue, Sean Kingston, and you here in Hartford coming up on the 16th. Going to be a dope show. Going to be a great night, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro.